Lucious T here, and it is time for a game break. What the hell am I talking about? Well, for years now, I've been reviewing a game a week, and sometimes it's really difficult when I'm choosing the next game I'm going to play of being like, oh, well, I really want to play The Witcher 3. How the hell am I going to get this done in time to do a video on it? And then other times it's, oh, I put 40 hours into Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door, put a video out on it, managed to get that in the schedule, it gets 40 views. So it's hard to justify doing super long games for, you know, not just the amount of views, but just the effort for the reward. So I came up with an idea with the help of Jen. Well, what if I kind of do almost like a mid-game review, kind of tell you my thoughts about how the game's shaping up. And so that's where the idea for a game break came, because I'm currently playing Icewind Dale, the Enhanced Edition for the Switch. I started it last week, right after I beat Time Splitter's Future Perfect and did the video. And I knew when I started it, there's no way in hell I'm going to finish this. Mostly because I have no basis in any of those type of PC-based strategy RPGs. I don't know anything about Dungeons & Dragons either. I don't know anything about the classes, the engine. Never played any of these. So how the hell am I going to do this in a week? I'm not. So why not do a game break, and let's talk about how my experience is going on with the game so far, and then maybe I'll have another game break, or maybe we'll actually get to the review. So let me know what you think about this idea, because this would be a great way for me to still get weekly content out, but then I could go back and play games like, you know, Dragon Warrior 11 or Xenoblade Chronicles, stuff where I know going into it it's going to be a hell of a commitment, most of which I'm not even going to be filming for as far as capturing footage. But by doing it this way, I can kind of compartmentalize and get multiple videos out of the same thing. Also, you can see how my review shapes itself, because even in playing this, I'm through the prologue and the first 2 chapters of Icewind Dale. I just defeated the Snake Queen last night, which was a harrowing situation. And since I played it probably the 15-20 hours I've done, my opinion has changed drastically. And that's partially because I've kind of learned the system to some extent. But anyways, it's a game break. Let's check it out. I don't know why I set up a jump cut, but yeah. It's funny, when I first started this game, it immediately reminded me of Legion, The Legend of Excalibur for the PS2, which I hated, because you controlled your characters, but you didn't really. They would attack and sometimes not hit. Now, after playing this game, I can see that they took that PC formula and tried to put it for a console, and it horribly failed. But with this, I did the normal core playthrough. I just went with the 6 characters they gave me. I know nothing about Advanced Dungeons & Dragons. I have a Berserker, a Cleric/Ranger, a Undead Hunter, a Bard, a Mage, and the last one is a Fighter/Thief. And just to show you how I really know nothing about the game, I just discovered that the armor you put on these characters will limit their abilities. So for instance, my Bard can use magic abilities when she's using cloth leather, or cloth armor, but if you put on leather or mail or plate, she loses it. And then my Rogue, which for the longest time I was walking over traps and just getting wrecked, until I found out that you have to take off the armor I put on her, because she's a fighter/rogue, so I guess she can wear plate too. And then that allowed me to then finally disarm traps and unlock stuff. And I figured that out just yesterday. And really, I've really started picking up on how the engine plays, because before, in the Enhanced Edition, I don't know if you do this on PC, but you can actually control your main party member and then walk around almost like just a normal isometric game. But then you can control it back into point-and-click mode. And the great thing is that some of the areas don't really look like you can travel on them, especially in Kuldathar. Going up to the inn or going up to the guy's place with the smithy to buy and sell stuff was a pain in the ass. Otherwise, but once I realized I could click on the map, go over there, and then just auto-click and they all walk there. It saved me a lot of time. And that's kind of what's really helped me out. Mainly, the game's a lot of dungeon crawling. You'll go into a new zone. Like for instance, in Chapter 1, I went into the Shadow Vale, and then you slowly cleared out all the tombs, and then I finally got to the main tomb where... I don't know if I'm playing this right, but it seems like the best strategy is to lure enemies out one by one, try and separate them, and then just ramrodding them. At least that's how I'm doing it, because I have no idea if the comp I have of my team is really great, but I'm making it work. I'm slowly figuring out how to use some more of the spells. Right now I'm just kind of erring on getting the most armor and the most damage output I can get, but for the most part I'm kind of leaving my berserker, the guy with the two-handed sword who's the tank. He tanks everything that I can, and then everyone else I'm just having using ranged attacks. Sometimes if it's on a thing where it's ineffective, I think you have to use a magic-based weapon, but it's all interesting. I almost wish I'd played it on normal to learn all this stuff instead of on core. I'm thinking core is maybe normal mode for the old game, because it's very difficult. I am save scumming the hell out of this, moving 5 steps, killing one guy, saving. And it's nice that you can kind of abuse that system, even on the Snake Queen fight, which I thought I completely screwed myself, because I got stuck behind the locked door because I tried to lead all the people out of the chamber without aggroing her, and I got myself stuck. Luckily, I'd made a second save, which I barely did just moments before, where I was in the chamber. But then I have to figure out how I'm going to take this group of 6 and take out all these snake enemies and then the queen. So I managed to buff them all up. I used the staff to summon stuff. I wiped out the entire room except for the queen, but then the queen was wrecking me. Now you can move far enough away to where you gain control of your party again. You can actually make them rest. You can save again. So I was just abusing this, essentially save scumming the hell out of it. But with a game like this, it's almost like it's part of the experience of how you might play it, because that's what's interesting about this type of game, is there's no one way of doing it. It's pretty much what's your own individual playthrough going to be, and then the more experience you get with the game, going through it again, which I can see why there's replay value, because it's like, oh, well, this time I want to go and I want to actually know what I'm doing. It's kind of like when I played Oblivion, where I had, my strategy was I was a summoner. I summoned all these big creatures, and then I would just be a paralysis bot while the creature killed it. It was not necessarily fun, but it taught me the basics so that when I played Skyrim, I went full heavy-handed, two-handed mace and just walloped fools and had a great time. So I don't know if playing Icewind Dale this way is preparing me, because I do plan on playing Planescape Torment afterwards, and I hear it's the same battle system. But anyways, that's where I'm at, 2 chapters in, thoroughly enjoying it, learning the ropes, have no idea about the leveling or how the freaking D&D or how actions even happen, but I'm getting there, and I'm enjoying it. So far, I am definitely, I'm seeing a positive review come out of this, because after fight, like the experience of killing the Snake Queen when I had no business to, it almost makes me feel like I cheated the game. Yeah, I'm cheesing it left and right, but it was immensely satisfying. So yeah, that's where I'm at. So nice getting a hold of you guys. Let's stay tuned for next week. Might be another game break, might be the review. Who knows? Maybe I'll do something else. All right, anyways, guys, take care.